Welcome back to the Achilles channel, everyone. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Puerto Rico. The United States Congress has just decided to allow the Puerto Rican people to take a vote whether or not they want to be a state or not. And the people of Puerto Rico have been asked that question many times, and every time they've said no. The question has been, would you like to be a state in the United States of America? And the Puerto Rican people say no. So they've decided to use word trickery on these people. And they're going to change the question. The question now will be, do you want Puerto Rico to remain the way it is right now? And the majority of the people in Puerto Rico are going to go, no. Of course not. That's like Barack Obama. He was elected on change. Because everybody thought he was going to change corruption. He was going to open the doors and have transparency. That's the change everybody thought they were going to get. But they didn't get that. They got an even more totalitarian closed-door regime is what we got. But the Puerto Rican people will vote and say, no, we don't want it to remain the same. But that's the question, which will lead to the next vote. And the two questions will be, do you want to be a state, or do you want to be completely cut off from the United States of America? Do you see how they work that now? Overwhelming majority do not want to be cut off from America. They want to keep their status in relationship with our country. So they'll vote to be a state. Do you see the trickery? And that's what they're doing. This whole government right now is all about trickery. It's all about words. It's all about humanitarian aspects of all these bills. Trying to seem like the white knight when really they're the villain. They've created all of these crises that we're dealing with. Immigration, government did that. They refused to enforce the laws. So now you have 12 to 20 million illegals here. Did the American people do that? No. The government did that. The progressives in government who feel as though it's racist to ask somebody for a driver's license. Arizona passed a law just recently so that they're going to enforce this law. And they're going to require people to prove their identification when they are in the midst of some type of a police action. Meaning if they're driving down the road and they turn without using their turn signal and a police officer sees them. That police officer is going to go over there and he's going to ask them for their driver's license, first and foremost. And if you're not a citizen of this country, you're not going to have one. But the left wants you to believe that that's racism, that's racial profiling. If you ask them for their papers. Papers? I have papers. Papers. I have papers that I carry around in this wallet on me all the time because I'm an American citizen and I have to have it. It's the law that you have to carry this around with you. Do you understand? When you're driving. Because I drive everywhere. I drive where I go. I drive to work. By law, I'll be fined if I don't have this. Is that racial profiling? No. That's the United States of America living within our laws because we are a country of laws. But do you see how they're twisting it? I got papers. I carry around with me all the time. I have to renew them. I pay fees on this. Everything. We're dealing with a communist regime in our country. Socialists at the very least, but I believe socialism leads to communism. So, what we're looking at is Venezuela, Cuba, these types of countries. That's what we're going to look like. They're ushering in the decline right now. Barack Obama the other day, yesterday I believe it was, said that people can make too much money. All these people that make all this money, they're the people that fund charities. They're the people who give their money to charity, and they employ people. What's wrong with employing people? How many poor people have you ever worked for? Every person I've ever gotten a job from has more money than me. Isn't that incredible? But they want us all to be poor. How do you create jobs when everybody's poor? Oh, government will do it. Government unions. Take over the corporations and then we'll all be slaves to the government. Wow, that sounds like a good idea. Because government altruism is the way to go. It's not individualism or anything. Collectivism, this is collectivism. This is what this government wants, collectivism. Meaning people who are hardworking, intelligent people who take care of themselves must now foot the bill for people who refuse to. I'm not talking about the people who can't. The people who can't should be taken care of. And we will. We would. We do take care of them. I'm talking about the people who don't want to put forth an effort. That's collectivism. That's collectivism. And that's what we're headed for. Just like Europe. Look at Greece. Look at Spain. Look at Portugal. All of these countries who have been fiscally irresponsible will now be bailed out by fiscally responsible countries, and those people will be taxed. Those people will be taxed to pay for somebody else's fiscal irresponsibility. That is collectivism, and that is where we're headed. The reason why we were the superpower in the world, and Barack Obama doesn't like that, is because we were individuals, and we understood that power and wealth in a country comes from the wealth and power of its citizenry. God bless America.